A rollover in Iron County sends a man to the hospital. People flying into St. George for the Super Bowl, and Governor Cox sends help to the Texas border.
You're watching St. George News at 5.
Good afternoon, I'm Amy Bennett. A man was taken to the hospital after a single vehicle rollover in a remote area of Iron County on Thursday morning. The 39-year-old man was driving on a dirt road just north of Lund when he reportedly lost control of his pickup truck due to the snowy conditions and rolled off the side of the road. The driver sustained injuries to the head and back, but it was reported later that he was in stable condition as of Thursday afternoon. The Super Bowl is in Las Vegas, Nevada this Sunday and is expected to cause some traffic at the St. George Regional Airport. Here's Chris Reed on why some fans are flying into St. George instead of Las Vegas.
The Super Bowl is going to make for a super weekend at St. George Regional Airport and a lot of air traffic over the St. George area. Las Vegas is hosting the Super Bowl for the first time this Sunday, and more than 1,000 private planes are flying in, with fans who can afford the expensive seat for the NFL's biggest game. But the 4 airports in Las Vegas have no more than 500 parking spaces for those planes. That means St. George will be taking on the overflow, with billionaires, public figures, and celebrities arriving here and then making the less than 2-hour drive south to the Las Vegas area. What won't be seeing an overflow are the Southern Utah hotels, with Vegas having plenty of lodging room, even for the biggest sporting event in North America.
Thanks, Chris. A new bill that has been proposed in Utah aims to reduce some of the restrictions on beekeepers in the Beehive State. Now let's hear from Alicia Lundgren for further details on this proposed legislation.
A Cedar City lawmaker, Utah House Representative Rex Shipp, collaborated with a local bee inspector on a bill to reduce beekeeping restrictions throughout the state, as Shipp explains.
I think it's important that we support this and protect private property rights to have beehives.
Terry Camp, Utah Farm Bureau Federation Vice President of Public Policy, spoke in favor of the bill.
There has been a lot of buzz about this bill, and beekeeping is really vital to agriculture in the state of Utah, pollination of both crops and orchards. Farm Bureau supports private property rights and the right to keep bees. We are concerned about how restrictive some cities and counties have become in restricting, even backyard bees. We do understand the need to be a good neighbor.
Carson Eilers, the Utah League of Cities and Towns Policy Director, shared the league's concerns.
One of the challenges many urban communities face as they try to enable more beekeeping is trying to ensure that the property rights of one property owner don't infringe on the property rights of another owner. So, for example, if you have smaller communities, I live on a 3,000 square foot lot in Salt Lake City. If I have bees that are on the fence line in my backyard, my neighbor's house is immediately next door, and it could affect their property rights as well. So we're hoping to work with the sponsor just to try to find a balance in those communities.
Thanks, Alicia. Utah Governor Spencer Cox has announced that he's deploying law enforcement and the National Guard to the Texas border. Requests from Texas officials came after Governor Cox visited the border along with 14 other governors. 5 soldiers and a team from the Utah Highway Patrol will be helping secure the borders in Texas in hopes of preventing drugs and illegal immigrants from entering the United States. The Arrowhead Art Gallery Showcase will be held tonight from 6 to 8 o'clock and will feature some of Southern Utah's amazing local artists. St. George News reporter Jesse Banks sat down with one of the artists featured at this event.
Plein air artist Mary Jane Groh is the Spotlight Artist of the Month at Arrowhead Gallery, and she's showcasing a mix of her oil and watercolor paintings inspired by immersion in the natural world.
I work with a palette knife because I love the texture.
It wasn't until she retired from teaching art that she decided it was time to share her personal art with the world.
I'm a colorist, which means I start on the white surface of a board or canvas and then go right into color. I don't start with gray or brown underpainting like most of the classical oil painters.
Thank you for watching St. George News at 5. I'm Amy Bennett with St. George News, your #1 source for local news.
This has been St. George News at 5.